ahead and move on to our next topic, and that is a team that has also lost in the opening round of the playoffs after making a late push to make it. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers, and their quarterback, former quarterback now, Ben Roethlisberger, is planned to, and all in likelihood is going to retire. He's essentially announced his retirement, even though he hasn't had a formal press conference yet. So now the Pittsburgh Steelers find themselves in a position where they are looking for a new franchise quarterback. Mike Tomlin came out and had some thoughts on this situation. I know you've got the quote. You want to go ahead and talk about what Tomlin said?
Yeah, so basically there's twofold quotes, two separate quotes that Tomlin made. The gist of the first quote is Tomlin states that he believes that Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph, the two, let's say, backup quarterbacks for the Steelers, have earned the right to compete for the starting job in Pittsburgh. And the second quote that he has is the thing he values most going forward is mobility in his new quarterback. He wants a mobile quarterback. He says he values that over everything. And the thing that I don't understand is these are almost two contradicting statements, okay? First of all, I don't think Dwayne Haskins or Mason Rudolph have earned the right to do anything. Dwayne Haskins has been terrible on every team he's been on, not necessarily ability, but his attitude and willingness to work. He's shown piss poor work ethic in Washington, as well as being a. I remember last year during COVID when all the teams were locking down, he was the one that got caught out in a strip club, like breaking protocols. So he's always been off the field issues, on the field work ethic issues. People say that he doesn't study the playbook, he has no idea what's going on, stuff like that. And then Mason Rudolph, by all accounts, when Ben went down and got hurt, Rudolph played the whole season, and at halfway through that season, he got benched for Devlin Hodges, who isn't even on the team anymore. Like, Rudolph didn't do anything to wow you. I know you were stuck with him, but he wasn't doing anything crazy for the Steelers. What do you think about all of this?
So this is good old-fashioned posturing when you're trying to make a negotiation for someone in the playoffs, right? It's like playing poker where you're bluffing a little bit, talking about how great your hand is. Maybe you're betting more than your hand or something like that. Instead of checking, maybe you're raising. This is what he's doing here. Everyone knows they don't want to go with Mason Rudolph. Everyone knows they don't want to go with Dwayne Haskins at quarterback next year. That would be a disaster for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right now, the two names that are being linked to Pittsburgh in the offseason are Russell Wilson via trade or Aaron Rodgers, and then Davante Adams probably with Aaron Rodgers as free agents. But right now, Mike Tomlin knows he has to come at it from a position of strength. If he comes out publicly and says, hey, look, we don't got anybody in the building who can play quarterback right now, he has no chance of trading for Russell Wilson. He has no chance of having the ability he has no negotiating power, right? If he says that and then he tries to go after Aaron Rodgers, Rodgers will say, okay, well, give me, $55 million because I know you have no confidence in anyone you have in the building, right? So right now he's just posturing. He's bluffing a little bit, waiting to see how it plays out with Rodgers and Wilson. I think he goes all in on Russell Wilson personally. I think Wilson is kind of the crown jewel of the offseason of teams looking for a quarterback. And I think Pittsburgh could potentially make a move for him, trade him, right? They got a middle of the first round pick, like 22, 21, around that area. I think actually like 20. So, they trade that pick probably next year's first round for Russell Wilson. I mean, this is a team ready to make moves. If they get a little healthier, TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Juju Smith-Schuster, Freiermuth looks like a decent tight end, Najee Harris, good receiving running back. You get Russell Wilson in the fold, and this team kind of revamps a little bit. I think that's what he's doing. I think Tomlin is trying to come at his negotiation from a position of strength, because I bet he's on the phone with Seattle right now trying to get all that squared away.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. And I think Russell Wilson fits the bill. Mobility. Russell Wilson known for his mobility, not so much Lamar Jackson-esque mobility, but more moving around in the pocket, able to make things happen, extend the play a little bit, that kind of mobility. Aaron Rodgers still has the same kind of mobility. So that all in all, those two things match up well. One benefit is if Rodgers was to come and they were to bring in Davante Adams, I think Juju Smith-Schuster has been struggling a little bit ever since Antonio Brown left. I think he's not a true number one wide receiver. I think he's a solid number two receiver. So if you can bring in a true number one like Davante Adams, and put Juju back where he's comfortable as the number 2 receiver, I think that really, really enhances your offense right there. You have an incredible number 2, a very mediocre number 1 receiver in Juju Smith-Schuster. So I think both options are enticing. I do think Russell Wilson is more attainable and a little bit better looking for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the offseason.
Yeah, especially since Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator, really likes play action. He really wants to run the ball, bootleg, and things like that. And Wilson, at this point in his career, is a little more mobile, a little more apt for that kind of thing. Rodgers can do it, but it's not quite the same. I think that's a good fit. I think Russell Wilson is 100% who they're going after. And they got the cap space to make a big deal for this too. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got almost $42 million in free cap heading into the offseason. So you better believe they're guaranteeing them gearing up to make some big moves at the quarterback position. I can guarantee you this, though, and I think you'll agree, they are not relying on Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins for the future.
If they want to do anything substantial.